Welcome to the League of Excellent Extraordinary Negroes. We're a podcast dedicated to the nerdiness in all its forms and how our love for this culture intersects with our experience as Black people. This intersection is home to our love of character, story, diversity, and creativity. We're so excited to be on this journey with you. We hope to create a community of all blurs and nerds in general. We hope to add to the culture by discussing all things nerd from an Afrofuturist mindset. We want to discuss our love of nerd culture in a way that assumes Black people and all people of color are valued and add depth to the stories being told. Join us no matter where your nerd love takes you. We'll be discussing it all: Star Wars, Star Trek, board and video games, TV and movies, moments and movements in the culture with as much coolness as we can muster. And today we are talking all things Penguin. Hey, everybody.
What's up?
Hello.
I'm so glad we could get together and discuss the Penguin.
Right.
You can join me in song at any
Another
time.
day. It's another time.
So I'll just have
I'm gonna start being the hype man with you, Crystal. It's just gonna be on you. Next time I'll be ready. We're gonna be here.
Okay, one day we're gonna be on it.
I got it.
So introductions, and in celebration of the holiday, if you celebrate, tell us your favorite Halloween candy.
Ooh.
Who wants to go first?
The best Halloween candy,
Not best.
in my opinion, is the one that you can trade for. Because the best part of Halloween is the end of the night where the barter system starts. And there's high value candy, there's low value candy. Low value candy is candy corn, it's what is it called? Tootsie Rolls, and it's
Marcus, don't shake your head like this is all well-known facts.
These are known facts.
And it's peppermint. And
those
three. I'm not saying I like candy corn, but it is a low tier. It is a penny in the barter system of candy. At the top of the barter system is bubble gum, Twix bars, Snickers bars, and suckers. And in between, you got weird stuff like caramels. You got stuff like Skittles or Starbursts.
Oh no, those weird taffies that are the orange and the black wrappers.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Those are bottom tier.
Yeah. At the end of the night,
you jumped into the candy rankings. You haven't introduced yourself.
Yeah,
it's like so you need to know this about sugar.
I don't know because y'all are a little bit, only a little bit older than me, just a tiny bit. And so when our generation went out with
not y'all though, he's talking about Alex. Talk about me and him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, me and Crystal used to go out with pillowcases. We didn't have people had like the little. I got a little pumpkin pail. No, we had pillowcases.
I feel like that is cultural and not generational.
I hope so. I hope everybody had a pillowcase.
Because that's what, or my brother's backpack. We used to use my brother's backpack.
Oh, that's smart too. Okay,
we weren't allowed to go trick or treating.
Oh no!
Can I tell you? We'll tell. That's a story for another day. But yes, also same. I was told someone today. I was like, I'm a Hallelujah night fall harvest kind of girl.
Oh, it wasn't even that.
Tony Bagels knows. Three Musketeers still slaps.
And actually, this is the only time of year I eat a Three Musketeers. I never I'm gonna go buy a Three Musketeers. See? You still to this moment have not introduced yourself.
Oh, I'm Alex. I don't eat candy anymore, but I do draw pictures. I'm an illustrator, and I was Black Cyclops this Halloween.
Awesome, thank you.
All right,
Jade, you introduce yourself and mention your lower third.
I'm Jade, and the only thing I want is either a Reese's peanut butter cup or a Mound or Almond Joy. You can have everything else.
I don't know.
Coconut?
Mounds.
Yes, I like coconut and dark chocolate.
I'm not gonna judge you. My face might have already. And
you did. You did.
Yeah.
That's okay. More for me.
Yes.
Dark chocolate and coconut. Okay. That's
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you.
Hey, she's easy to trade with. We can get anything from Jade.
Exactly.
Anyway,
I will take those.
Hilarious. Marcus, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Marcus Ross. I'm a tabletop game designer. The best candy is Snickers. That is objectively true.
That's a high value candy.
Accepting
That's
no
true.
arguments.
There are
Okay.
That's true.
Well, actually, the best candy is no longer made. It was called PB Max. It was delicious. It had like a full centimeter and a half of peanut butter on top of like a graham cracker with like rice on top, and then the whole thing was dipped in chocolate, and it was delicious. And the only reason you can't buy them now is the family that made it did not like the smell of peanut butter. I'm like, it smells like money. Why would you discontinue the best candy that ever existed? All right, that's
Who even knew?
I was hoping you would say
I
it was
would
the
bring
leg.
it back myself if I had the recipe.
Oh my gosh.
Because I like money.
See, I'm technically allergic to chocolate, so I can only
Not
do
technically.
dark chocolate. I could eat a Snicker, but it's going to hurt.
We will pay for it.
Yes, there will be consequences. So I stay away from all of those things.
So I'm Crystal, and I'm the host, and I can't say the word, but imagine in my Godfather voice. Conciliary. Yes, in my Godfather voice of the episode today. And I actually think all of your answers are terrible because your best Halloween candy should be one you can only get at Halloween. But I mean, all the rest you can just go buy on a Tuesday. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
Only get at Halloween? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about candy corn.
What? I can get candy corn today.
Yeah, it's Halloween. It's Halloween.
I can get it. I can get it in 6 months.
Where and how?
At Baker's.
I'm not gonna.
You can get absolutely anything on Amazon.
I'm just like, you gotta go find. You gotta be. My point stands, guys. I'm right. You're wrong. Okay, let's move on.
What's the best thing you ever got on Halloween? Like, I know there's candy, but have you ever got a Halloween where there was something that wasn't candy they put in your bag?
A hot dog.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You got a hot dog.
A hot dog.
No, I trick or treated. I can count on one hand the number of times I actually went trick or treating. My parents.
So
had
it's just candy.
The church basement.
Candy was that's cool. Candy was dope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Marcus, what about you?
Well, we had a party a couple of years, but that's about it. So
that was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was a person in the community years ago, and I was trick-or-treating, and they didn't have candy. They had a hot dog cart, and they were giving out hot dogs, hot cocoa, and cider.
Hot cocoa, that's sweet. Because
that transformed how I did Halloween for several years when the kids were little and there were lots of them, just the people that I knew. And they would come by my house. I would have hot dogs and Polish sausages for the adults.
That's
and hot cocoa and hot apple cider.
That's funny. Well, all right. Well, thank you everyone for introducing yourselves. We'll keep this up, and thanks for introducing yourselves in the comments too. We appreciate you guys interacting with us, and we'll move to our cultural moment. Guys, I was gonna put up a banner, but I forgot. So we're gonna move on. So we are in election season. Do you have a voting plan? Have you voted? Do you have a voting plan? I want to encourage everyone to think it through. Alex, your face is doing something that makes me feel like maybe you don't know what you're doing to vote.
I'm angry that I sent a early voting by mail request, and then they mailed me back 3 days ago that I had like a form misprint or something like that. And so they didn't send me a ballot. And so now I got to go on the 2nd to vote. And I feel a lot of anxiety about standing in line when I could have voted early, and I'm upset about it.
So 2 things. One, you can still go vote early at the Election Commission office, and also election day is the 5th of November. So
that's what you're just gonna go vote early. But
okay.
Yeah, I'm going on the 2nd, but I still think because it's so close to the 5th, that it's still going to be a lot of people, and that's what makes me angry. That like a clerical error, and now I have to like go through all this crap to get in line.
Stay focused, stay committed. We appreciate your work. I also will be going to the Election Commission office, and I have set aside like my whole 2 hours. My dad went to the Sarpy County one, and he said there were 200 people in line at 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Mike.
I was like, that's too many
on
people.
the 2nd of November, the election office is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The 2nd is a Saturday. It's usually
Oh,
closed.
okay.
And that's the day I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Bright and early with headphones that have a 40-hour battery. So
Yeah. Be prepared. Take a little snack too.
mhm.
Jay, do you have a voting plan? Because your face is now doing something.
I'm just gonna go on election day, probably.
Awesome. You know your polling place and everything?
Hasn't changed in many years.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, I know.
They definitely are trying to switch it up on you. Maybe you don't get there in time because you didn't know it changed.
No,
Yes.
it's the same place.
Good. Good.
I have already voted, so I got my ballot by mail, and my drop box is right at the police station, so nobody's gonna burn that one.
Okay. Okay.
Yo, that's been crazy. Let's move on. Please, let's move on. I'm about to, bruh.
For sure.
You'd have to be wild.
Yeah. Okay. You like? I agree. Let's move on. We're just here to encourage everyone to use their vote. Vote as your heart desires, and remember that that politics are local, and vote down ballot. Question of the day. The question.
Nice.
I really thought I had these things ready. Don't judge me, you guys. But I'm gonna do the question of the day, and as we prepare ourselves.
Ooh.
Tony said, "Go ahead and vent."
Oh, you found it.
The question of the day is: we haven't had a lot of penguins in the long line of DC comics, books, and movies.
Oh,
and
you mean like
cartoons.
actors who played the penguin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
not a ton of like different visions of him. But what's been your favorite? And this one it counts. If this is your fave, let's talk about it. Who's been your favorite penguin of all time? I should have gathered all the names.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna go with the first on television, Burgess Meredith.
Oh,
wow.
I feel like
I know that's a really deep old cut.
Yeah, I wish we could have
he
a
was the
picture because that
first.
did not ring a bell. I promise. I was
Oh,
like,
really?
Hmm.
Yeah, you're very
Well,
young.
Yeah.
You're very young.
From the television
34 is
series.
just like
You
I'm
can
just
see all this
Louise.
gray I got. That's
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's from the first
34 just graduated.
television series.
Yes.
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 But he was also Rocky's trainer in the first Rocky movie. Burgess Meredith.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, he was very stereotypically like cartoony penguin.
Arr, arr.
Yeah. This one can everyone see them?
Blurry.
Yeah.
Is it rough? Is it rough?
It's a little rough, but it's upper right.
It's effective.
Yeah, okay.
It's good enough.
Okay. Yeah, so hers is from the Pow Bam Batman.
Yes. Iconic.
What about you, Marcus?
I don't know. They're all so good. It's hard to pick a favorite. And I really did enjoy the interpretation we got in the Caped Crusader when they made
the cartoon, the most
cartoon one.
Minnie Driver.
Yeah, that was
the
great.
lady cartoon.
I want more of that penguin. That's the one that I was like, okay, yeah, I will watch this.
Yeah, she was your hook. She was very good.
Disappointed she was only in one episode, but it was like they were giving everybody a villain of the week sort of status. So next season, yeah, I love a nice little arc for her.
Yeah. What about you, Alex?
So I really like the Batman universe. I like Robert Pattinson's Batman. I like Colin Farrell's Penguin. I love the whole Gotham gang war stuff going. But if it wasn't him, it'd be the Arkham video game.
Ooh.
That Penguin, because you get to like go through his like henchman underground sewer. It's called the I can't remember what the name is. The name of the place where Penguin's like lair is. It's like in the sewers. And the way that you get to it is by pulling like ice chunks across the sewer water, but the sewer water is like full of sharks. And he like has like goons, and he sits in like it's a whole like thing, like where they break down like his yeah. What I really like about this penguin is that they're doing a little bit of that what they do in the video game. Kind of like the beginnings of Penguin assembling his like goons, I think is really cool.
Okay. That's I'm looking for a picture of that right now, and it's he's scary looking. I love that. I love that. I showed my mom and dad Colin. I said, "This is Colin Firth," and they did not believe me. And I think that's amazing.
The makeup is crazy.
Yeah. And I was like, "Why would I lie to you about that, Mom?" She was like, "I'm not actually sure." Like, no, for real. But me and my mom were talking about this too, and we both loved the Gotham series with the young Batman and the young Penguin, where he was just kind of weirdo. Like I enjoyed that because you can kind of see like part of that even in this Batman is that there's just some weird things that are causing his brain to break, and I love it. So time to move on to our topic of the day. Are you guys ready to get into the Penguin? Yes. So we will be discussing it. We'll be discussing it episode by episode. And so I'll do a quick synopsis of the episode and ask you some questions, and then we'll get into it and see what you think. So season 1, episode 1.
Yeah. Wait, before we go, Jay, don't you have like a drop that says like spoiler or something?
Good call.
Oh, yes.
Good.
I really love seeing them fall out laughing.
You love what?
Wow. Seeing them fall out laughing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so glad I asked for that. That was great.
Okay, good
Every
call.
time.
Spoilers ahead.
Definitely, we are ruining it. So get on board. So episode 1 is called After Hours. The death of Carmine Falcone and a post-flood war crime wave motivates Oscobb to fill the power vacuum left in the criminal underworld of Gotham City while Falcone's children attempt to keep their family together. What do you guys think of this introduction of the Penguin?
Now, I have a question.
Yes.
Did you have to see the movie, The Batman, in order to see this Penguin?
No.
I did not see that movie, so.
I did see the movie. The movie's long. But no, you don't have to.
However, he is in the movie.
It does help. It does help a little. He's in the movie, and some of this establishing background information is in the movie. But it's
did you see it, Jade?
Have you seen it? 3 hours long? Okay. How long is that movie? It is so long. I watched it.
Movies these days are long though. Most movies are long. It's a weird trend we're on where most movies runtime, if they're like a feature length means like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Right.
Usually
it's
for
crazy,
movies
yeah.
Days.
But when he says long, I hear it you felt every minute of it.
Oh, yes. In addition to a minute, it was nearly 3 hours. 2 hours 56 minutes.
I loved it. I loved every minute. It's better than Titanic.
Well, I have never successfully made it through Titanic.
Those are apples and oranges.
Yeah. I was like, it's a whole different. About episode 1.
About episode 1.
What did you think of the mood of this, and what did you think of our introduction to Oswald?
I have absolutely loved that he's murdered someone before the title has come up.
Yeah,
we set a whole thesis for the entire show with this just straight up like, oh, you laughed at me, are you? Well, that's the last thing you'll ever do.
Yeah, but also like the reason he was I was like, the reason he was there, right, is to steal.
Yes.
And then he's able to turn it around just by talking, and now they're having a drink.
Sure.
Like, I was like, this penguin is interesting because I was thinking like most penguins are like socially awkward, and not that he's not, but his rally game is strong.
I feel like the thing, I see what you're saying about the socially awkward, but I feel like this penguin, what makes him socially awkward is his handicap. I don't know what necessarily happened to his
Yeah.
face, but he's like very much ostracized. Like they call him the penguin because you walk like that. Not for any like special. He's not a kingpin. He's not a leader. He's the dunce. He's the jester. He's the driver. And I think it's interesting that he kind of uses that to his advantage. Like I know you all look at me like I'm just like nobody. So watch this nobody sneak right in the door. And now that I'm in the door, watch me like sit right in this chair. And now that I'm in this chair, what he always it's like two truths and a lie with him. You know,
that's a really good way
anytime you
to
see
say it.
him doing a monologue, anytime you see him, he'll like pour his heart out to you. He'll like spill his guts, but in that he's gonna trick you. You know, almost kind of like Loki in the Marvel universe. Like I trust you to lie to me. I can't trust you, Pat. You know, as far as I can throw you, but I can trust that you're gonna lie to me. And everybody knows that about him. Everybody knows that, but he can still do it. And I think that's so crazy about his character.
I really enjoyed that aspect of him being able to be like, you know who I am, but still. Yeah. Jade, what's the mood giving you?
I wasn't sure I was going to keep watching.
Really?
Oh yeah.
After episode 1, or just
Well, I was watching episode 1 and I said I had to stop because it's like, okay, I can't watch this and eat food. And
I was eating some tacos the other day. I was like, ooh, this is man.
Yeah, no, I couldn't continue to do that. And then I came back and it's just very dark. And the tone is dark. And it goes to very, very dark places.
Yeah, there's nobody who's truly good that you're just rooting for. Like,
I love shows like that.
Well, do you? I at first I was truly
like
rooting for Victor because he's a.
Well, I feel like the thing.
Like when you meet Victor,
yeah,
he's just ripping off the penguin's car.
Well, that's the thing where you have to. I feel like you have to suspend your disbelief as far as like what a good person is. We're in Gotham City. Right?
Yes,
it's true.
There's a man who calls himself Batman who sees so much crime in the city that he devotes all of his money, time, and attention to punching people who are committing the crimes. You know, the shade of gray that is good in Gotham City is so gray that I think it's more important that you just bet on a horse. You know,
I guess for me, it's also like stealing rims is not great, but is it bad? Are we saying it's bad? Like, I don't know if I'm saying
right.
Bad.
No, I know. Absolutely. You know what I mean? We're poor.
It's not good, but
we're
I'm also
poor.
Like, get your money, sir. However you need to get it so you can eat.
I also love that there's a guy named Batman in this universe who's roaming the streets as we speak, doing Batman stuff, but he can't possibly catch everybody. They're doing crimes, they're doing murders. It's not this universe where Batman is like ever present and omnivigilant at all times, you know? These guys are getting away with these crimes. More than anything, as I watch this show, I see the Batman sequel as an ever-present gang war. That it's another one of these like low-level things. It's not really like a superhero universe at all, especially if it's a story where Batman is trying to be Batman and also trying to stop 6 gangs from simultaneously.
But see, I think that's interesting that I've forgotten that Batman exists in this universe in a way because
he's
not there.
He's not there. Also because the story is so like it's a stereotypical story about poor people trying to like come up in the world, you know, like and so it's like so separate from the way in which when we view this through Batman's eyes and how he's fighting the good fight kind of thing. Like we don't get that view that like these people are poor. And I also like how they're just like, first of all, the Riddler costume that they show, I was a little disappointed. I was like, that could have been a little more cartoony. I get it. This is not a cartoon, but
yeah.
That's the Riddler from the movie. So
we have to talk about the Batman at another point because I have a whole thesis about why I love the Batman. But as far as like what they're doing with the show and like it's not a vacuum because of course like Batman is around, but the way that they're able to show that like crime is so ever present in this city. One man's not fixing anything. He's not the solution. The Batman.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was about to do a spoiler from like episode 6, but we won't go there yet because I'm like the Penguin. That's where the Penguin kind of like wins a little bit more. We were talking about like his ability to con you is like that he gives and takes like, and you remember that he's giving you something. And so like with Vic in one episode where he gives him all that money that he can then give to the girl, that endears him to Victor, and so it's just like. Yeah, he's just a phenomenal character. Anything else on episode 1 that like Jade, you said you stuck with it. How'd you feel at the end?
I'm trying to remember where that episode ended.
Jade, have you seen Breaking Bad?
Yes. So Tony asked a question about, is the Penguin worse than Walter White? I feel like Penguin draws from Walter White in Breaking Bad, but also very heavily on The Sopranos.
Interesting. See, so why do you say that though? Because of the mafia angle, or do you think like the way it's filmed is similar?
The mafia angle and the fact that these are not unintelligent mafia people.
Right.
People make strategic moves.
Yeah.
And Sopranos was one of the first to show the inner workings of why people do what they do.
Did you watch The Godfather?
Well, yeah, but it's even
that's the epitome of.
I mean, but it's even more. I mean,
yeah, you get
just because we're with them longer, because we're with them longer.
And there's so many people, and there's so many layers, and there's layers to this.
I love, I've asked before people, do they think I would be a good mafia wife? So I'm all into this mafia angle. I love it so much.
When did that come up? Why was that the topic of conversation? What is happening?
I just randomly think like I could probably do good in the mafia.
Okay?
I think I'd be good.
Put a gun in your purse?
Yeah, I think so.
Hell yeah.
I'm pretty sure. My mother, my family will be my weakest link.
Crystal, is that your real name? Are you a witness?
Right.
Good question, Marcus. Good question.
If your husband,
how I know that you couldn't make it in the Marcus, because how dare you ask me that question?
Oh no, I couldn't.
On live. No. So season or episode 1 ends, and we move into episode 2, which is called Inside Man, where Sophia is working to secure her family's strength while Oz attempts to play both sides of the Falcones and the Maronis to his advantage. So,
oh my gosh, guys.
What was your favorite moment in this one? Because this was a good episode for me.
There are times when a character is written on a show to be the smartest one, and so all the characters as a result are always tricked. They're always duped. You maybe don't use that character a lot if they're like a minor character, or you use them the most if they're the main character. Like T'Challa's not going to get shot in the head. Right. He's just going to be like the hero all the time. He's going to have the best strategies. He's going to have the best thoughts. But what's her name? Marina Falcon. What is her first name?
Sophia.
So Sophia is just as smart as Oswald is, as the Penguin is, and they play this weird spy games with each other, where it's like, I see you, and he's like, well, I see you, and they just kind of like point the gun at each other with this kind of like, they both believe they have the cat by, the mouse by the tail, but they're like doing it to each other. She like has his ticket. Nobody can see the things that he's doing, but she's like, no, I see you. I see you. I love that.
Yeah. And I in this episode, I am so intrigued by what Oz did to her. And we don't know yet like what the tension is between them. I thought they played that so well. And like it was intriguing, it was scary. I couldn't decide who was, who was the wronged party in it. And I think that arc is fantastic too. That aspect of the story is fantastic too. What about you, Jade? Proceeds. Oh, go ahead, Marcus. I'm sorry.
I'm just the first time she appears on screen, I am instantly captivated and terrified. Like this woman is capable of absolutely anything.
And I want to give them props.
Why is everyone in this room not more afraid?
I think and I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's just me, but like her pale skin, that dark hair, and her wide eyes, like that costuming kills me. I'm like,
an anime character.
And just like
she's like an anime character in real life.
Yes. And very impactful. And I'm like, at any moment she could murder me, and I'm not. This is fake, like I'm nervous around her.
In her first scenes, the way she delivers her lines, you're just like, well.
And she's walking up behind
3 eyes on that one. Oh my god!
Yeah, and she's listening to him tell them lies, and she's like, And I was like, okay, it's over. The show's over. So, what are you thinking of the penguin right now? So the penguin has Oz has met with Maroni in the jail. He's kind of like circling a double cross. What are you guys thinking?
I think that he has his first goon, right? We got Victor.
Yep.
And I think this show is important for me when I watch like the assembly of a villain and their goons, because I never understood that. Why would somebody have anybody that would have 30 people that would just like take punches from Superman? That's crazy to me. That's always seemed crazy to me. It makes you like Penguin. You like the Penguin so much that when he runs away and gets in his car and gets away, you're gonna stay and you're gonna put your dukes up. I've never understood that. But when he finds Vic and he doesn't like kill him, even though he threatens to kill him all the time. He threatens to kill him all the time. He doesn't kill him because he needs him. It's like Marcus said, like he'll keep somebody around as long as he needs somebody, but because Vic is the first, right? He's technically a made man because he's, spoiler alert, I don't want to say what happened, but he's in Penguin's Mafia, he's his number one guy. That's a good point.
Yeah, and what Penguin is building. What the Penguin is building. Yes.
And as
but also we see the Penguin like so this is where I'm talking about he gives and takes. So he, puts him in the grave in this one and tells him to lie down. And at that moment I was like, oh gosh. I could not decide if he was gonna kill him right then or not.
Vic is short for victim, you guys. I'm sorry. Vic is not going to turn on. He may want to turn on Oz. He's not going to get the chance.
Vic is going to turn on Oz in the Batman 2. Vic is going to be in the Batman 2.
He might try.
Because Vic is going to be the connection between the show and the movie. Because everybody loves Vic. Everybody thinks Vic is like the one heart of the show. Vic and the Penguin have plot armor forever because Penguin is a comics relevant villain and Vic is his number one guy. It's just I just don't see it.
That actor's agent, I would start looking for work.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Tony Soprano killed his best friend.
I'm saying the exact moment that Penguin needs something and Victor be better off as a corpse for him, that's what's gonna unfold on the screen.
But what situation would that be? He's your right-hand man.
He's gonna turn him out faster than a parachute. I'm sorry.
So interesting, because I feel softer towards him. I think he needs someone to love him.
He needs somebody.
What?
Penguin. The Penguin needs someone to love him. Oswald's looking for love.
Vic has plot armor.
That's all he wants.
That's all he really wants. Okay, and then okay, so then the scene, are they at the funeral? Yeah, are they at the funeral when they round up everybody? Oh yes, they're at the funeral. And they have captured Maroney's guy from the drug hit when they stole the drugs. And then they've got him in the basement. And
This episode?
you know, he has
this episode. Oh, this was
This
so.
episode
Oh
was
my
so
gosh.
he got a
Okay.
whole all
Oh,
the machinations it falls through.
this is why Vic is his number one guy. Sometimes there's just somebody that's been there from day one. If Vic dies, it's not going to be because Penguin did it. You know,
Okay.
if Vic dies, it'll be because somebody else did it. And if
Alex,
somebody
I
else
think we're on
did
the
it,
island by ourselves. Everyone
hey,
thinks
that's fine.
I want to believe that for you all, I do, but I just
I won't spoil it, but there's already a time where Penguin and Vic have tested their relationship.
I'm not saying he's not gonna save Vic. Vic is
okay. We'll keep going. But what do you? So they're in the you know, he kills.
Yeah, I think that it's a situation where
what?
Penguin you just can't defeat him. You know, even when his back is against the wall, even when his number one guy has like dropped the ball, he'll get in there and get the job done. And he got in there so quick because he's the Penguin. Everybody looks at him like an unassuming person that we should just underestimate. And he gets in and he gets out. And then he chastises Vic for doing a crap job. He's like, I had to do your job for you. Now dig the grave. Dig it.
Okay, so two things. That scene when and then he says, no, stay down there. I was like, oh, we've lost Vic. That was tense for me.
Well,
but the scene in the ballroom, I was so sure he was going to plant it on Johnny Beatty to get him out of there. Planting it on the bodyguard is infantilely is outrageously so much smarter.
He's crazy. He's crazy.
Well, because it's like things hadn't gone wrong down the road. His Sophia was turning to him. If they had, I was like, genius. That's genius. I didn't see it coming. I was so impressed.
It does make Sophia more paranoid that maybe she doesn't know what's going on and she has to keep an eye out.
Yes.
People. It was smart.
Yeah, and I think if they hadn't got caught up later in the later episode with girl with the wife, Maroney's wife, which is an interesting, the fact that she's like Asian of some sort. I was like, where is this Farsi coming from? I thought like that he would have had such an in with Sophia, like, and he would have had that inside track and been close enough to kill her later on. No, everyone.
And he was ready. He was ready to snitch. That guy in the basement. He was gonna tell it all.
Yeah,
man.
They took morphine drip, and he was like, "I'm yours." All right. Anything else on episode 2? We can go to episode 3. Okay. We're moving quite fast. So episode 3 is called Bliss. Oz and Sophia must address the skeletons in their closet as they attempt to control the future of Gotham's drug trade, while Victor is torn between his new life and what remains of his old one.
Is this the episode where we go to jail?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's what you waiting on, Jane?
just keep going.
Okay. Episode 3. Go ahead.
Oh, so I think this is where we get to really get to the method of Penguin's 2 truths and a lie, right? I think we saw the first like real glimpse of it when Vic is in the grave and he's got like the gun to his head, and as he's like threatening to shoot him, which is the lie, he's telling him about how disappointed he is in him and about how he believes in him and about how we got to do this together. And it's like,
which is also lie, and I mean maybe truth, a little truth, but also partly lie.
Who knows, right?
Yeah,
like it's this weird mind game we're playing, where Penguin makes you root for his goals, but not for him as a person.
Yeah,
they're all sucky. They're all stupid. So you hope Sophia wins, but you also hope Penguin gets to give the middle finger to everybody he hates. You know,
because they are mean to him. Yeah.
yeah. And then you see his relationship with his mom, and you're like, oh, okay,
Some weird going on there.
okay. But when he's talking to Sophia about the drug, you can just tell he's like, I'm gonna take this from you. You're not gonna have this long. I'm listening to everything you're saying, and I'm gonna take this. And she's kind of looking at him, underestimating him.
Do you think so? I thought she
Um,
was. I thought she
I
was
think when they're
trying.
in the grow house and they're talking about the product, she's kind of like looking down her nose at like his lack of knowledge. But I think he's pretending to be stupid in a way. And I think that she's enjoying this partnership because she feels like he's her driver again. Not that he's her personal assistant, but
I
that I'm
disagree with
showing you
that.
how this all
Yeah.
goes, you know.
Yeah. Interesting.
But
Marcus, what do you think of that relationship?
Which one? It's just the. I'm sorry.
Sophia and Penguin. Sophia and Oz.
So they just have like, so this is the episode where they're collaborating, right?
Yeah.
Trying to get the
bliss out on the
hold
streets.
of the bliss and get it out there. It's a very interesting relationship. Like, why would you trust this man? He has burned you once spectacularly.
Yes.
And, you know, you're smart.
But she has no one else. And that's why the killing of the bodyguard was so clever.
Fault. Yes.
Yes, but she doesn't know that, right? But that's why killing the bodyguard. Yeah. Yeah, that's why killing the bodyguard was so genius. She doesn't have anyone else.
The interesting thing about it is I think Penguin would have kept up with it as long as it was working.
Oh, for sure. But I agree with Alex, though, that he immediately started plotting on how.
Oh, absolutely. He's trying to get to the top. He wants to be the number one guy, the only guy. Nobody else is on his level. Yeah. That's where he wants to be.
Yeah.
I mean, he told you so at the top of the entire show.
Yeah. With the gangsters,
yeah.
In the memory. Yeah, I thought
driving a chariot down the road and getting a parade.
Yes, yeah. I do think it's interesting, like seeing them the reason I kind of disagree with you, Alex, is when they're meeting with the triads, the second in command of the triads, that guy. Yes. And he's doing all the talking because he knows him, but she keeps like interjecting, being like, that's where I was like, she sees what he's doing.
No, I agree with you. Okay. I agree. I think it starts the episode, Sophia thinks Penguin is one way, and by the end of the episode, she realizes that no, he's smart.
Because he's the reason she ends up in Arkham, and she already knows that. So I don't think she can ever forget that he is conniving, but I do think she underestimates how good he is.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying for sure.
Okay.
The part of the episode that I think is most important, that I think goes to my point that Penguin is not gonna kill Vic, is this is the episode when Vic tries to escape. And I was really worried that Vic wasn't gonna die, but he was gonna get his girlfriend killed.
I did too. When she was leaving the apartment, I was like, he gonna meet her on the stairwell and murder her. But okay, go ahead.
So the whole episode, Vic is trying to struggle with the fact that if you didn't see the Batman, spoiler warning for the Batman, but the Riddler has a plot to destroy Gotham City by exploding the dams.
That's happened.
He succeeds, yes, and he succeeds in doing so, and it floods the whole south end of the city. This flood kills Vic's family, and so most of the kids in the neighborhood are homeless and they don't have anywhere to go, so they commit crimes. This is how Vic ends up working for Squid and trying to steal from the Penguin. It's all connected. So we all have this point where he's trying to decide, like her, if he wants to leave or if he wants to stay. And he says to her, well, I can't leave because the guy I work with is a mobster, he's a gangster, and he's seen me do some stuff. And I feel like if I try to leave, that, you know, he's going to do stuff to me. The evidence for this is, well, he had my ass in a grave and I was digging it and it was for me. And so I think he might do it. And so,
I'm not making it up.
yeah. And so she says, well, you should leave. If you stay with a guy like that, only bad stuff is going to come from it. And so he tries to leave, but he gets like cold feet doing so. And then Oswald hits him with the two truths and a lie, right? It's probably the most diabolical, most endearing I've ever seen Penguin be, right?
Yes.
Where
he says, "You think I'm keeping you against your will?"
Yeah, bro.
Right.
Yeah, like
why? Because I put you, I held you in a grave and made you dig it. That's crazy. I'm not keeping you here, bro. Go. It's your choice. You're free to leave.
Yeah. Where'd you get that crazy idea?
But then he's like, I need you, Vic. I need you, Vic. We both need each other. It don't have to go like this. We both could be. He does that speech again. He does, the spiel, right? We can have the world. We can have everything. You can leave if you want to, but come on, just like why does it gotta be like that? Do it. Why everybody does this to me? Everybody does this to me.
I loved that because it speaks to also the issue that Vic was having even prior to the flooding, right? Where he wants more from life than his father was willing to go for. So it already speaks to something in him that's like always yearned for, always had the ambition for more. And so it's just he's easily corrupted in a world that doesn't get, and then that's part of his speech. He's like, there's nothing wrong with us, there's something wrong with the world. And you're like, yes,
but it's like I can see it. When I see episode 3, I can see how a supervillain has goons, in a world of superheroes where Batman can literally drop down and break your kneecaps and like fly away. You don't deserve that. You can't afford those hospital bills. You know who's going to pay your hospital bills? Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze is going to pay those hospital bills.
But can I say something about that? There's a Black Zeus has one where it's literally Mr. Freeze, and it's like I was on henchman.com, findinghenchman.com, and Mr. Freeze leaves a review. Why he break his leg? That's why he got left. Highly recommend. And this also reminds me of the SNL skit that Chance the Rapper did about Batman. He's like, he just broke my jaw in 3 places. The other resident says, I was hanging by my underwear for 3 hours.
It's like he terrorizes the community because in Batman's eyes, crime is black or white. You're either on the right side of it or you're on the wrong side of it. And for Vic, it is very gray. It is very gray. And he's faced with a choice.
Doesn't provide him any supports. His family's dead. They live in squalor. The only way for them to get access to anything.
He could go to California. That's true. But Penguin dead ass just gave him $1,000. Just gave him an allowance. Just gave him $1,000.
And I think conniving. Yeah. But I also think there's something to be said for like he does want this life a little bit. Like maybe not the murder and mayhem, but the power, the money, like
he wants to stick it to Squid. There's something about where he comes from, where even before everything went to shit, Squid was still like the king of the neighborhood. And there's something, he's a teenager, probably the competition of it all, the excitement of it all, the fire of it all. There's something about Penguin that's kind of like a moth to the flame. I do think he was already. Yeah,
these are all the questions he had. Yeah, these are all. So anyway, okay.
Was he really willing to let Vic go? Is my question.
I love that it's an open question. I just love that
everything that he could have done if he was going to let him go.
I think you're absolutely right.
Does he send the squad to go take him out?
I think for the scene, the fact that we leave that question open,
allows you to decide.
is great.
It's definitely a
it's
character
strong.
moment for Vic, because Vic voluntarily comes back.
Mhm.
And he comes back at just the precise moment.
I was gonna say, and he comes back with
okay.
vengeance,
We have to talk about this moment. We have to
Yes.
talk about this.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So not the him saving their lives,
Yeah,
but
just
the
before
scene where Sophia learns that this bastard at gunpoint sitting next to you is the one who's orchestrated all this chaos
Who
in the
killed your
last.
brother?
And he killed your
Yeah.
brother.
Yes.
All of
The
that at the same
way
time.
that she just like.
I was like, sis, I know that's impactful, but you do see the guns, right? You
Like,
do.
all these people are here to kill you. And she's just like, no,
She's about to.
do this moment first.
Yes. And I like the way they told this story too, because it was out of order, right? Like they show, because when Penguin jumps in the car and Vic says, "What about Sophia?" He's like, "Leave her." I'm like, God dang. I couldn't believe it.
Oh,
like, he wrong. I didn't realize he was. And then we find out, oh no, he had to leave her.
Oh, he had to leave her. He needed to leave her very fast.
Yeah.
Yes, he had to leave her. Yes. Yes.
This is what makes me think the Batman 2 is gonna be about a gang war. That one of these people is gonna be public enemy number one.
Did you watch episode 6 already, Alex, too?
He has.
Yeah, but I had this theory before episode 6.
Okay, because I was like, that episode 6. Okay.
The thing that told me was Bliss. When they introduced Bliss into the show, this new drug that's taken over the city, and all the gangs want it, and all the gangs want to sell it, but nobody has control over it. It just made me feel like this is going to be a situation that's bigger than the police, that Batman has to step in, and maybe there's like a public enemy number one, probably Penguin. He's the main antagonist in the first movie, to be like the hostage in the second movie. I think would be a good plot. But everybody wants to kill him because he betrayed everybody in this TV show, and now Batman has to like get his ass to the police station.
Okay, so that's episode 3. Yeah.
We're
not
gonna talk about his girlfriend.
Let's talk about the girlfriend.
I'm talking about Penguin's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Who is this actress?
Carmen Ejogo.
And she's beautiful. What else she been in? What has she been in?
Well, she's Jeffrey Wright's ex-wife.
Oh, Small World. Okay. Interesting. I'm laughing because that's such a like specific to Jade way to like
grab.
Yeah. That didn't ring a bell for me at all.
Okay, so what has she been in? She's been in lots of things.
Yes.
They were in Boycott together. She played Coretta Scott King. And she played an excellent Coretta Scott King.
Yes.
I can't think of what else she's been in.
Fantastic Beast, have you seen that?
No.
Oh yeah, she's one of the professor ladies with the.
Yes.
I'm sorry. That's a hat. I'm sorry.
Selma. What else?
She looks familiar, but I don't know what I've seen her in.
She does a good Southern accent, but she's English.
And she does quite. Yeah, it looks like she was in the Avengers. What is she in? The Avengers. Okay. Anyway, but beautiful, and I love her so much in this show. And I think her relationship with the Penguin is also very interesting. I think how transactional is it?
I think Penguin in his life has allies that are in the same caste as him. Maybe they don't move the way that he moves, but they're all people who are looked down on by the greater society. And they don't do it in this episode, but she kind of clarifies that, the world isn't black and white. Some people meet on the gray areas of life. And I think her and Penguin have that relationship where even if it is transactional as far as like prostitution is concerned, there's something that he provides for her that isn't clarified on the show. That's like a kinship of this like lower caste that we're in.
Yeah.
She was in Sparkle. I'm sorry, I just had to throw that.
Thank you.
There, that's what it was.
Sparkle.
Yes, Sparkle.
I don't even know what that is.
It was on BET every Saturday.
It was just some okay,
All right.
I think it's supposed to be the story.
Yeah, it was one of those baby boys kind of movies.
All right, Jade, to episode 4. This is the one I guess you've been waiting for, where we begin confronting the events that turned her into Hangman and led to a decade-long fight for survival in Arkham. Sophia makes plans for a more hopeful future. So this is where we get to
Right.
see
Take it
her
away,
as
Jade.
a young socialite, a young mafia princess.
If there was a good person in this show, it was her before
Arkham.
Yes. They made her into what she is now.
Yeah.
But she never said she was guilty, though. I love.
Oh my God! After she,
I love that. Never said she was guilty. Y'all tried to make her crazy. Even as a crazy person, I'm innocent.
No, what she says is after she kills the girl, I told you I was innocent.
Yeah.
I told you.
And now, and I thought the usage of the word was innocent was really accurate. Like really poignant too. Like not like she can no longer be innocent. Like because they have ruined her. I was kind of laughing, but also like it was wild because that very first scene, she's been in Arkham like 3 days, and they've done all these things to her already. I was like,
oh my God! When they told her that she wasn't getting out at the 6-month mark, my heart broke. Oh my God!
Because I literally, they did such a good job. I cannot actually imagine what this would feel like, but they did a really good job portraying like just the desperation and the violence of it.
Dad put her there.
A single man in a bat suit is saving the city
again.
Like there's so much corruption. Like this Batman. I don't know who the director is. I can't remember his name, but he directed the show and he directed the movie.
I think Matt Reeves.
Okay, Matt Reeves. Gotham is a character as much as the characters in the show are a character.
Gotham is a thug to everyone.
Yeah, like there's the city is so insane. The man who thinks he can save it has to wear a bat suit. He's also crazy.
Yeah,
they're all crazy.
He's another villain. He just has different roots.
Yeah,
But can we, speaking of men who are in places of power who should be helping, can we talk about the head psychologist and then Dr. Creepy Psychologist?
Oh my God.
So I knew from the moment I saw the doctor who was Shades in Luke Cage.
I don't like him.
This was not going to go well for this girl.
He was also
Mom was like, "Oh no, I don't like him."
Yeah, no. And he was going to be all bad. So as soon as I saw him, I said, "Oh, she's going to be tortured repeatedly," and she was. And watching those scenes was also torture.
Yeah.
I would not go back and watch those again.
Yeah, I thought I won't say enjoyed it, but I liked that was there because that is what they do to people, and have for eons to women who claim their innocence, the torture is real. If you ever see like Iron Jawed Angels or whatever, like it was about suffragettes who their husbands said they must be crazy to want the vote, put them in the asylum, and they were like force feeding them. They would do the cold water sprays daily. Like all that stuff is like, and I just thought it made this show grittier and realer in a way that maybe we didn't need because it's already intense. But I thought I did was like, yep, that's what they would do to her. People abusing the situation.
I love HBO. I love that on HBO we can do things that people wouldn't dare ever think about doing. Game of Thrones and the Red Wedding, for example. A lot of Westworld, we get gory with robots because it's robots. It doesn't matter how gory and nasty we get. I just love when we do production value with that type of
Yeah.
stuff.
And I think this added to the story. I'm like you, Jade. I'm like, gratuitous violence is not great for me, but I did think this very intense added to the story of what was happening to her and why she can give no quarter. She cannot. So later in this, in the series where she murders everyone, I was like, makes sense. What else was she gonna do?
Right. They made her that way.
Is that this episode?
No.
Is that this one? No.
Is it not?
It's
not
the
4?
next episode. It's the next episode.
That's 5, I think.
I think it might be 4 because in 5, isn't that when
it's not 4? Like, 4 is the entire flashback.
Yeah. 5 is where she makes a decision. She
the yellow dress.
In the yellow dress, which I also thought was beautifully constructed. I was like, looks good on her. But so I thought, episode 4 is the flashback, her getting out of and I think it ends with her waking up in Dr. Rossi's apartment and she's like, you're doing that weird thing again where you're
Yeah.
Now, Tony asks a really good question.
I no. Okay, I'll put it back up, but no, I don't think so. Is that the one?
That went by very fast.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we must have both clicked it. Is he
I think he's real. He's just another variation on the theme of people underestimate certain people because they're just.
I did not.
He was the assistant.
Yeah,
but that's interesting because he does turn on a dime where he's now like, yes, whatever you're doing, I'm about it. I want to see what's next. I just need a good view.
Yeah. Can I tell you? That's the part I could have done without.
I love that so much.
I saw it on the news and I knew it was you. Yeah. I'm in. Like, what the?
I love that so much.
It's I was like,
insane.
And I was also like, how did you pass the psych exam, sir? Because I don't think you should have.
The more I'm thinking about it, the more I think I'm with Tony. I don't think the doctor is real.
I'm interested.
I think he's real.
That. I think he's real.
I mean, like, she could have invented him as like a coping mechanism while she was being tortured.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed like he also helped torture her.
Well, yeah.
That's where I'm at.
No, like, he was in the room.
He was in the room, and he was second guessing. Like, what if she's telling the truth?
Right.
And the other doctor was like,
Tony makes a point that I don't think we've seen him interact with any other character on the show.
He only ever talked to the other psychiatrist,
and
they were torturing him.
And they say that he quit. So the time that she was there, he wasn't there. Mm-hmm. It's when she gets out that they reconnect. And how do you reconnect with a doctor that quit?
Well, because she's Sophia Falcone, like everyone.
Yeah, and he shows up to her. Yeah. She doesn't go find him.
Yeah.
I think it's a situation where Penguin has Vic and Sophia has her psychiatrist guy who she sleeps with.
Her psycho.
Oh my God, he's so creepy.
Everybody has a right-hand guy. We're building up to this gang war.
He's so creepy though.
I'm Tony, I'm not gonna get it at 0 on the theory. I might go back and just make sure, like, when he's in the room with all the other people, somebody looks at him.
He's over on the side. Nobody talks to him.
Just
all we have to do is have if Sophia tells him to go kill somebody and he does it, then we got confirmation. He can touch people. He can interact with people. Her.
Okay.
Well, then you just have to die on that hill. Then you just have to.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You're just gonna have to hold that.
You heard it here first. Here first.
No matter what he does, he is a ghost.
Are we glossing over some of the Penguin's moves here, where he kidnaps the? Was that 4 or 3? When did he kidnap the son?
I think. Ooh, that's really good. When did that happen? Him and Sophia, were they working? They were working together. No. That's next episode. Because their relationship.
Oh, because it's after.
Yes, their relationship.
So it's after. So okay.
Yeah. So I thought this one I think was literally all Sophia.
So 5.
Yeah, it says episode 5. The start of it says Oz and his crew kidnapped Maroni's son.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So this one. Yeah. So Sophia interacting with her family is also upset. Like, I was like, them being like, you should go to Italy. I don't know. I don't know what I want from her, but I wish she had like yelled at somebody. But
No,
I don't know if that would have been
it's
conducive to anything.
it's
It's
the
useless.
soft power that's good about her. It's the quiet storm where it's like, I have this thing sometimes with people who want to play around. Sometimes when somebody wants to lie, I like to let them lie. You know what I'm saying? Go hard, go hard. I know you're lying. I know you're lying. And the reason you're lying is because you don't want to get caught. So who am I to catch your crazy ass lying to me? So go hard, go hard. And she does that a lot in this episode where she's like, oh, you're going to play in my face. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's my feelings were hurt for her when her cousin came up. Carla was like, "We should vacation again," and then she sees the lie behind. Like, she's kind of happy and like, "Oh, I'm so surprised." And then the daughter comes over and she's scared for the daughter, and she's like, "Okay, I see.
I got it.
Really
I thought we were friends."
Mm-hmm. But also, I forgot to mention, like, the way she eats through this episodes is just
Have you noticed? Okay, so we haven't talked about episode 6 yet, but there's this scene in episode 6, like Crystal is talking about.
Wait, episode 6. I haven't seen it.
It's not a spoiler. It's an acting thing.
No, it's just colors.
It's the way that she eats her food. Yeah, it's like she still is in prison.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a scene where she's messing with the kid, right? She stuffs the food in her mouth and she's like, ah. Like, there's that scene. But when she eats food, she hunches over, she puts her elbows around it, and she eats fast.
Well, she's still.
I also thought it was a bit of a power play too. It's like, you know what?
When I'm
not intimidated by y'all. Y'all gonna have to sit here while I eat like this. I dare you say something.
I very much enjoy Sophia's character, and I really hope she gets it's hard because I want her to win, but I also don't, because but she deserves it more than anyone. So episode 5, called Homecoming. His operation's at stake. Oz makes a desperate move to turn the tables, and Sophia strives to build a new legacy for herself. So this is the episode where he kidnaps the Maroni's heir to the throne.
Taj.
Penguin's going penguin is how I feel when I see this episode. Like, we blamed Vic for screwing up in episode 2, but look at Penguin screwing up. Look at Penguin just messing up an entire because the situation was so the mix-up was that he was going to kidnap the kid and use him as collateral, but then something went wrong and he couldn't use him. He had to I wish I could remember it more clearly.
Hold on. He was always going to be taking out all of the Maronis.
That's what it was. That's what it was. During the trade, the fire alarm goes off, and all the mushrooms except for 2 buckets get tainted. And in the scuffle, he thought he was going to mastermind this whole plan, but it's just like another one of those things, like kind of like his mom thinks of him. When Penguin screws up, he kind of goes to his like darker place or sadder place where it's like, see, even when you're at the top of the world, you can't help but like stub your toe and fall on your face and do something stupid.
Yeah.
It does feel like his mom was pushing him to do all of this before it was time. It's like, really?
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna try to take out an entire crime family.
She's no good. In
one fell swoop.
But you listen to her, and she has dementia and mental health issues.
But I feel like before she had that, this was her whole.
Yeah, she was that woman. There's some reason why he thinks it's okay to put somebody in a hole and make him dig a grave. He didn't. He didn't think of that.
I feel like there's a competition for who is the worst person in the show, and boy, she's
on the list.
Running.
Yeah, she on the
list. You
list.
made some monsters.
Yeah, and I'm still very curious to know what happened to his brothers. I want to know. Anyway, but in this episode, what else? The penguin. Oh, when he sets Taj on fire and the mom goes up with him, I was like, I don't know. I think that was bad.
That was a lot. First of all,
Mom, let him go.
I was personally hurt That's one of my favorite actresses. I'd like to see her get more work, especially in this show I was loving.
Yeah,
Everything
I love
scared.
stuff like this.
She was powerful in this show.
She was
too.
everything.
If
And, you know, and
Agatha
I was
all
like,
along was more like this show, I would love that show a lot.
which one?
You are not.
What
What are you even talking about?
Yeah, let's not.
What
let's
are
not-
these words you are saying?
What?
Blasphemous.
Okay, let's move. Let's mute Alex for a little bit. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll see you later. When we get
But
off.
More black magic and blood and sacrifices and
Oh
goats.
my god.
no,
Yeah.
okay, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. Alex is taking
not-
us down
okay.
a dark
Not-
path.
Oh, okay. You guys like that Thumbelina magic, that Tinkerbell magic,
Don't-
that Peter Pan
Alex,
magic.
not-
Oh my God.
You will not tempt us down this path. You will not do it. We are staying focused on episode 5.
You know what really happened at Salem? You know what really happened?
Okay, so what I was saying was I was mad at the mom for letting herself get burnt up. She was a very
Oh.
strong woman, but she should also be mad at the husband because she said he's going to turn on us. And he said, we'll be ready. You were not ready.
You were not ready.
He thought he was ready.
He
But
was
he
not.
was getting
And now
stabbed.
he ain't got no. Now he ain't got no wife. Now he ain't got no. Oh, and that call when he calls the guard, and Maroney answers, and then but Tony says, or I says,
Call your wife and see if she answers.
something about your it's all up
yeah.
in ash now or something crazy like that, and I was like, cold blooded.
You know, he's just
I couldn't.
not only did he burn them, he watched. He was like, "Yes,
Yeah.
it's all coming together."
Yes.
He's
Like, really?
He's got to
Dude,
been the
Get
chip
in
on
the
his
car,
shoulder
get
is
your
big.
mushrooms and go. You're not like mission.
You don't have time for this.
focused.
Number one, yeah,
You're not mission focused.
yeah. You don't have time
Yeah.
for this. You need
He's
to
got
be
a
out of there.
huge
They
chip
were
on his shoulder.
very explicit about how delicate the mushrooms are. Okay, and you're like, yeah, we'll just leave him in this
Yeah,
warehouse.
but
This is
that's
gunfire.
where his downfall is, right? Is that he, like, as much as he like thinks he's so intelligent, he's a very emotional person.
That's his
Mhm.
own problem.
You know, so yeah. And anyway, yeah, I loved it. I liked and then Sophia at dinner was super creepy. And I knew right away she was going to kill the family, but I had no idea how. I didn't know what they were going to do. And for her to
There's
like,
something
hopping around.
petty in me that just loved that speech at the dinner. Like,
If
you all are intimidated by this woman because of a legend that you all made up. You all sit at the table in silence because you think she's the hangman, but you are all aware that she's not. But she still commands the table because she was in there for like 6 to 10
10.
I don't care,
10
10 straight years. So you all know whatever happened to her, you don't want to mess with her
no more. But I that was my moment for her too, was when she was like, I'm not the wrong party here. You guys.
not one of you stuck up for me. And
Not
I'm like,
one of
boy,
you.
if somebody gives a speech like that at a table you're sitting at, please leave.
I'm going home.
Save your own life. Get out of there.
Mhm.
You,
Like,
I'm like, you know what?
You know what?
You
Let
know
me
what?
get
You
the
got
bill.
this.
Hold on.
You-
Well, she tried it.
How
her-
much
her
you
cousin
need on
tried
this
it.
check so you forget I
Carla
was
did try to
here?
get up.
She said, "No, Carla, sit down.
Yeah.
Your daughter can go to her room. That's fine.
Yeah.
You can go
Yeah.
upstairs, but you will sit down."
And listen to every word. Get every piece of this, as they say. Yeah.
I
Boy, when that
love.
speech is over, I'm getting the exit.
Did you put it
boy.
together? When did you guys put it together that it was the father who was the murderer, the serial killer?
Oh, very early.
Yeah.
Very early.
It's like,
Um,
it just didn't
It's-
feel like she had the build of someone who could do multiple murders and disposing
And-
of bodies. And it's just like, this is wrong. I don't get it. And
well,
she
you also
I
don't
know-
really
I
find out what
never-
the crime
yeah.
is. You hear that
And
she's
yeah.
the hangman, but they don't define like what that means. When you find out what the crime is, the hangman is from the
Yeah.
investigator who's telling you the dad did it. And so for me, I was like, oh yeah, he did it. Like when they say R. Kelly,
I
did it,
also
he
was
did
like,
it.
when they were like, it's women, I was like, it's very rare for women to be out here murking women. Like,
Mhm.
Like,
we're girls at heart. If we
Mhm.
killing somebody, probably one of y'all men.
and probably
Yeah,
in
so
a
that's
less
why I was like, I knew
confrontational way.
she wasn't the one, but yeah, when that was what also was emotional when they show the mother and the fingernails are broken in the same way. I was like, ooh, ooh. Yes, okay, so that is, and then so then we wake up, and Sophia, this is another great quote from Sophia when the commissioner comes to the house and is trying to like press her, and she's like,
yeah,
that's interesting that you have all these feelings about right and wrong.
it's another situation. It's like I keep forgetting sometimes that this isn't a regular mob show. Like this is a mob show in Gotham City. Like you're not gonna. The police don't do what the police do in New York City.
They're
Get out of my
all
face.
terrible.
Get off my stoop. Get off my porch.
He's like, what are you mad about? The money? Are you mad about the money?
Which family is paying your bills? I want to know. Was it ours?
Go home, Roger.
Yes. And immediately he went home. Yeah, I was dying at that. I was like, she's like, you're not gonna try and big time me when you are the worst, almost literally. And she was just, but this is another comment. This is why I'm like, Sophia is Looney Tunes, or not Looney Tunes. I don't know what I expected her to do, but watching the daughter get on the bus to the orphanage, I was like, dang sis, you can't find her no family. She was like,
look, she got rid of all them.
Yeah.
She was not going to take care of her.
Huh?
She was not going to take care of her.
Oh, no.
I was like, I guess we lucky she didn't kill her. So
yeah.
I guess I'll take what I can take.
Look, she's not completely heartless. She's like, that's an innocent.
Yeah.
I was innocent once. I see something in her that reminds me of me, so I'm going to treat her nice. Same way Oz is like, Oz likes Vic because people underestimate Vic because of all his stuttering.
Yeah, I'm very much enjoying this. Despite what Alex says, this is a very good show. Oh no, he was blaspheming Agatha all along. He was blaspheming.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm still mad at you, just not about this one. Okay.
Oh, but we're gonna get to that later.
Yeah. So what theory? So overall, we've talked about all the episodes. Is there anything more that we want to say about any of the episodes or any pieces we missed that you think we have to be brought up before we talk about the series overall?
Did I say that it was dark?
After?
You did. You did.
Okay. Disturbing.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. I think that was
after she kills her whole family and decides on her new family name.
Oh,
she brings the one henchman that she spared to the new meeting where she announces this to, I don't know what's left of her family's network. She's like,
this is my house.
Gigantes now.
But could you believe that Johnny Beatty had the nerve to just start talking out loud?
Well, that's my thing, Crystal. That's my thing, Crystal. You're my number one guy. Why are you talking so much? You talk a lot. You talk a lot. Talk less.
Immediately
contradicting.
Undermine me in front of everybody who I'm.
You don't remember where you were 10 minutes ago, sir?
I enjoyed her killing that man so much. And then her new number one's like, Miss Gigante? Is that his name? Like, reaching over the man's dead body to pick up the money to volunteer.
Out of the blood.
Wait, okay, so
number one.
So she killed Johnny Vitti, right?
Yes.
Right? When I saw him and that he was going to be in this, that's when I knew this was going to be a good movie because everything he's in seems to be really good. He makes excellent choices.
He said, okay, follow his nose. Okay. But yeah, the way she shot him was like, and now we're done with that.
That was like, my favorite moment of this entire show.
Okay.
You know what? I'm sick of your mouth. I'm not even having the conversation with you. And I told you the rules. Now everybody here knows the rules.
For me, it was just like, she had to, because the audacity, I just brought you out the basement 10 minutes ago where you were crying.
Not just the audacity to save your life, but do people interrupt Penguin speeches?
No.
Do people show up to Penguin speeches and interrupt him when he's talking? No, they let him get his SHIT off, okay? And I was talking.
Well, that's why she had him. She had to have somebody to make the example.
Yeah, from the old family too.
I
Yeah.
think just contact
And Gigante is a better Mafia name than Falcone. Just mentioning that too. I'm looking to join. Just saying.
It gave me the same vibes of like Kill Bill when the one henchman was like upset that they were gonna hand over the what was
the Bliss?
Was Lucy Liu's character in Kill Bill. They were having the celebratory meeting when she was ascending to power.
Oh,
and she cut his head off.
She cut his head off.
Okay, I do remember.
She runs
down the table.
It's like,
does anyone else?
Y'all can talk about anything you want except my heritage. Now, I'm the number one, and deal with it.
She runs down the table. Yeah, that was dope. Yeah, that's a good point. I love. Yes, so I'm enjoying this. So what theories do you have about that series so far? What do you see coming up?
So I think that we are getting a season 2 of this show. So I don't see any of these characters dying. I think we knew we were getting a season 2 when we started this show. And so I just see us extending this universe into like more spin-off type of things. And I think the further we go into this Matt Reeves universe, like let's just overwhelm Batman. Let's really ask the question, are there super villains because you wear a cape? Or are there super villains because they're super villains? Because at this point, there's a gang war, and the person that's going to stop it is a man in a cape. So maybe you're the problem, Batman. Maybe you're the reason that people do stuff like paint their faces in colors and rob banks, you know?
Well, I mean, so you're talking about the Avenger argument in the Accords.
Of Civil War. Yes. Yeah. Yes, I'm Alfred Woodard.
Getting in Iron Man's face, be like,
"What? You killed my son? You did it? That's what happened." But yeah, I think it would be really interesting to see Batman handle something that wasn't super, you know, like a gang war where everybody has guns and you just can't like sneak in and sneak out. Would be really interesting for him to like stand in the middle of a crossfire.
Look, money is a tool and he's using it wrong because he's a tool.
Okay. Okay, so
billionaire commentary.
Marcus, any theories?
I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed the idea that like, so these crime families were very different. I mean, Maronis were actually like family. They cared about each other. The Falcones were just like ruthlessly affiliated for reasons. Just top down leadership. And they both just got destroyed by the Penguin. So and themselves. Yeah. So that they're gonna team up to try to take him out. I enjoy that because they're doomed. I mean, the show is not called The Falcons. It's just not.
It's also not called the Cobblepots, right?
It's not. No, it's not.
It is the Penguin, and I love that so much.
There is a lot of death to be meted out, and
he's trying very hard to make a name for himself, but the show is called The Penguin, so we kind of inevitably know how his story ends. That you're not going to get the respect that you think you deserve. You're going to get something. It may be something like respect, but there's a bittersweet reward for him at the end of this.
Look, all I'm saying is Vic is doomed. That's all I got. Vic is a dead man.
Jay, do you have any theories you want to share?
Limited time offer.
So I think that Oz is going to get a new car.
Oh my God.
I was trying to decide if I agree with you or not. I was like,
because he had a purple car and it was so beautiful.
Purple
and
was it beautiful?
It's ostentatious.
The color was beautiful.
It looks like something you would make in Grand Theft Auto.
So gaudy. I laughed every time that car showed up. Like, oh my God. Purple with gold
I think
accents. It's the
I
gold
like
accents that really took it over the top.
Yeah, that's where it's too much. But I think it's an important detail of like the character of
Right. It's the penguin. I also think
Can
at
I just
some point,
acknowledge this comment? Yes. As a Delta, that's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
yes,
Go ahead, Jade. I'm sorry.
I also wonder if he's going to have something happen where he has to walk with a cane.
Does he
Like
need
where he's
more
hurt
than he's-
more.
Well, in the comics, it's like a traditional, like his prop. He has a
Mhm.
cane, but
Yeah.
I hope that
I
he
think
does
it'll be
stuff
when-
like put a gun in it.
But I think it'll be when he
Yeah.
accepts
So he's
the
doing that.
penguin name. I think that's when, like, I think that'll be an evolution of his character. And like,
Mhm.
yeah. I think that'll be interesting. So
Because the
who's
penguin is
your
a super villain, right? Cobblepot is a mob boss, but the penguin is a super villain. It's a tier above. Like now you're in somebody else's bracket. You're on somebody's radar at
and
that
that's
point.
that's when he'll start. I think that's when we'll see some of the like accoutrements that go with
Mhm.
that level of success, I guess.
Well, he's
Success,
already
yeah.
got a layer, so
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, which I thought was a really cool way for them to introduce the layer in a very realistic way. I like that a lot.
oh wait a minute. Oh wait, but that's episode 6. We're not talking about
Strong. Stay strong.
Okay, all right.
I was thinking, I was like, I should just include episode 6. We had enough time to watch it, but
That's what it's called. Okay, it's called the Iceberg Lounge. The setting in Arkham where you go to in the sewers where Penguin's lair is. It's called the Iceberg Lounge. It's like a nightclub that doubles
which they talk about in the series because that's where that's Penguin's club. That's his club in the series, and that's where he got to be kind of head. The big dog there.
Is that what he's gonna give? What's her name? Eva.
To run? You think?
He's gonna give her an ulcer. That's all he's.
I don't know because episode 6 leads me to believe that we'll talk about that another
episode
time.
That question is if you haven't seen episode
Now
6 we can't answer that question.
Okay, so favorite character in the series so far, who's your fave? And that can be best, that could be worst, that could be just best performance, that can be costuming, that could be who you hope will win. Who's your fave?
Oh man,
I like everybody.
No, boo, boo.
No.
I want to say Nadia Maroney, but she didn't have enough scenes. But every scene she was in, she was like, "Why are you buying this man's bullshit?"
I'll take it, Marcus, because the gravitas she brought to every like scene was when she had Penguin picked up, when she meets him in the garage, when she's talking in Farsi. I was like, I don't know why she's not the head of the family.
Are you sure she isn't? But honestly, Sophia's gotta take it. I mean, she's doing everything. It may as well be her show.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it to Colin Farrell because that is an Irish.
Whoa.
Uh-oh, you went away, Alex.
We lost your sound, Alex.
But also, he's completely unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Under all that makeup.
Yeah,
Alex still talking, still can't hear him. Sad.
Yes, and you're muted now, Alex. See if you unmute, will it work?
Probably won't. Nope, he's done.
Nope. Geez, Marcus, do the
It's very penguin-like of you.
Just
what
bury
is
him.
But yes, Alex's vote is for the penguin, which makes perfect sense. He's fantastic. Well, his is not the penguin. His is Colin Farrell.
Farrell, you're gonna get it.
Oh, Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
doing amazing acting as the penguin, which is
under
fantastic.
all that makeup too. Holy cow!
I'm gonna go with Sophia Falcone.
Mm-hmm.
Which is yours? Her.
What'd you say?
Gigante.
Gigante, yes. I feel like when it comes to Emmy nominations, Colin Farrell is going to get a nomination, and she should get a nomination too.
So you're going on the performance
of
her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, none of these are good people.
And honestly, she should get a lead.
I'm still rooting for. I'm rooting for Sophia. Like she deserves every piece of this that she can take.
Many things, but
I was like, I'm, not to be Dr. Rossi, but I was like very proud when she murdered the family.
She is more victim than perpetrator, but she did murder a lot of people.
Well, not anymore.
I mean, you say that, but
I think she has 10 years. Then she's even, and then we can judge
well,
her.
Well, that's the thing. Once you've murdered your whole family and you've gotten your comeuppance, all the murders after this are just murders. Now
you have
just
a
murder
decade
people.
hall pass of murders. Like, here you go.
Yeah. You know, at a certain point, it's not trauma. It's just
Now you're just a murderer. Now you like murder. Now you like murder.
Yes. Now you like murder. It's like a palate cleanser for you.
Right.
You just murder
after
people.
dinner murder.
Has she killed anyone post her family though?
Not yet. But now that she has goons, and Penguin has goons, we just make the goons fight. I don't have to leave the house.
So she's still clean slating. I'm just kidding.
Hey, you know who's gonna kill Vic? Shade, and that's how we know he's real.
Penguin's
okay.
Penguin's
I don't think so. I don't know. We'll see. I think
that's how we'll know he's real because he killed Vic, and now Vic's not real because he's dead.
This show is a character study, and they need to show you the Penguin is ruthless. He's gonna kill Vic.
Okay. All right. You heard it here, guys. You heard it here.
That's the person he
make it all the way
about, and has helped out, but at some point,
and that's why Batman's gonna kidnap him. It's
gonna be to his advantage for Vic to be a corpse.
If Vic dies, it'll be in the Batman 2.
End of that day.
I'll say that he'll die in the Batman 2. I think so.
He might not even die in the season.
Not in the show.
Okay, guys. Okay, bring it back. Bring it back. We have several predictions on how Vic dies. But okay, this is it. What is your so far half season rating on a scale of 1 to 5? 1 being terrible, 5 being we're very glad they made it. The world would not be the same without it.
5.
Alex,
yes.
Are you being?
Wait, that's the good one, right?
Yeah. Are you serious though? 5? Yes. Okay. All right. I'm not judging it. My face did though. What'd you say, Jay?
I'm not surprised by his answer.
Okay.
Violence.
He likes the dog. What about you, Jay?
3.5.
Okay. What's your feeling behind that?
It's very dark.
Yeah.
It just very dark shows that go to very dark places, and then there's a lot of death, murder, kill. It just takes me a while to come out of that, and generally I'm watching it at night before I go to sleep, and I can't go to sleep on things like that. So I just don't like.
Your enjoyment goes down.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
4, and I definitely do a palate cleanser after I watch this show. I need to come down from the very dark. Like, Gotham is just not a fun place to be. Everybody in it is suffering and dealing with it.
And sad.
It rains a lot. Yes, and that's such a good point because like in the cartoon Cape Crusade, there's that scene where they're driving down the armed vehicle drivers, and they're like, my grandfather used to work at that. And they're like, if our government was worth anything. And I was like, so across every rendition of Gotham, their government sucks. And I'm like,
Gotham made Batman as much as it made any of the other villains.
So I'm yes, agreed. I'm gonna give it a 4 too. I love it. I'm really enjoying like getting into Penguin's character. I'm with Jade on like, do we need all the blood? I don't know if we need all the blood. Some of it could maybe happen, fade to black.
Could have done without the fire.
Yeah, and
the fire was so much.
Oh my god!
And then also him enjoying it was like, I don't
right.
Save her.
I'm enjoying it.
It was freaking
God, it was terrible.
I'm having a great time.
So
like this is enjoying the fire, just like his ascent. Like yes, I'm taking power right now.
Both.
Yeah.
He was enjoying
this question is kind of for you, Marcus. What's a good palate cleanser after Penguin,
Agatha.
post Penguin. That's what I was gonna say, and that's literally what I'm literally having my dad watch it after we watched the Penguin on Sunday. We watched an episode of Agatha all along.
Look, Star Trek is back, so I'm very happy. I
didn't know that.
Lower Decks is back.
Which one?
Lower Decks, the animated one.
Oh, okay. I thought we were thinking of the other one. All right.
Well, I mean, yeah. Stranger Worlds will be out later.
Anything else? Do we have any other feelings we want to share about this show?
I have feelings about episode 6, but I'm not going to share them.
We're not there yet.
I have to watch it. That's going to happen.
Okay. But we'll be back in 2 weeks to talk about the ending. Can you believe it? Of Agatha All Along. Are you ready?
I am not ready.
Ready?
I am not ready.
Right. Yes. The episodes we've seen so far have been fantastic. Alex, please co-sign.
He will not.
Have you guys seen The Craft?
Yes. Yeah.
I love The Craft. I love that movie. It's about magic. It's about magic.
I'm not doing this with you, Alex.
There is a scene from The Craft in the intro to Agatha. It's not like they're unfamiliar.
What are you saying? What are you giving me, Marcus? What are you saying that I'm getting from watching the intro?
I'm just saying they know about it, okay?
They pay homage to all of those shows.
All witchcraft. So we will be back in 2 weeks. Is that true, guys? Or will we be back next time?
If you say so.
I believe so.
I know our calendar is a little different. Jay, do you have any house announcements you want to share?
No.
Okay. Well,
No.
then.
Oh,
okay.
well, this Saturday we do have, what is it, Marcus? NewtCon has a Dead Games event.
They're doing some sort of, it's probably an Aftershock event or something. They're doing another small thing. I am going to be out of town, so I don't know about it fully.
Well, I don't have the specifics on it, but NukeCon, NUKE-CON, they have an Aftershock event where they are playing dead games that you don't play anymore.
Yes,
and that is on Saturday.
Dead games, yes. Yes, a game you love to play, but it's been sitting on your shelf neglected for a while. Looking for extinct games. Probably things are out of print. I have several such games, but again, I'll be out of town.
Okay. Well, yes. All right. So we hope that you'll join us on November 13th to finish out Agatha All Along. If you have anything that you want to send our way, Tony, I see your question and I'm just going to ignore it because it's rude and upsetting.
It is underrated, if anything.
Right.
The last 3 episodes, every time I watch one, I'm like, well, now I have to start the entire show over.
Right.
I'm literally watching it for the 4th time with my dad this time and look at my dad. So it's not.
I'm considering rewatching again to watch the new ones tonight.
Entirety.
Well, we thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you'll join us in our community building so that blurs and nerds alike can be part of society as a whole. I don't know what that means, but I liked it as I went. Anything else, guys? Okay, this is your chance to be a little hype and say goodbye, very excitedly, so I'm not alone, because I watched our last one and I look like a weirdo. So I just want to put it out there. So I just want to give you a little warning. If you leave me hanging, I will try to join the mafia and seek my revenge.
Oh my god!
Again, we need more.
All right, y'all. I will see you guys later. I really had a great time on the podcast with Crystal and with Marcus and with Jade. And I really hope Crystal. I see that you guys again. Next week, we'll be talking about Agatha All Along. And I will do my best to have positive things to say about the show.
Okay, Alex, yes. You will not be on the hit list. You will not be on the list. I mean, not that there's a hit list, but if there were... You wouldn't be on it. All right. Well, thank you again, everyone. We really appreciate it. Have a good night.
Good night.